We just got through teaching on the Brahma Viharas, on the heart qualities of loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. And in keeping with that, I thought I would talk about kindness today. And I'd start off with reading Naomi Shaib Nai's poem entitled Kindness. So we'll start there. Before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment like salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved, all of this must go so you know how desolate the landscape can be between the regions of kindness. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating maize and chicken will stare out the window forever. Before you learn the tender gravity of kindness, you must travel to where the Indian in a white poncho lies dead by the side of the road. You must see how this could be you, how he too was someone who journeyed through the night with plans and the simple breath that kept him alive. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak it till your voice catches the thread of all the sorrows and you see the size of the cloth. Then, it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to mail letters and to purchase bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world to say, it is I you have been looking for, and then follows you everywhere like a shadow or a friend. This is truly one of my favorite poems. It's both sobering and reassuring. Kindness is a virtue, a heart quality to cultivate. The author, Naomi Shaib Nai, is a contemporary American Palestinian poet. Here, she astutely turns our attention to kindness as a lifelong learning, as a way of living life. The poem's bittersweet tone suggests that kindness is not an artifice of social politeness. It arises out of encountering and communing with the joys and sorrows of life. The word before appears 3 times in the poem at the beginning of 3 stanzas. In the first stanza, it shows that kindness is shaped, informed, grown through repeated contact with, by sensing and inhabiting the regions of kindness and between kindness. Kindness is learned by coming to know the experience of ease and contentment and knowing its opposites, sorrow, unkindness, greed, boredom, indifference. At the end of the first stanza, we are shown the habit of our casual attention to life going by, as if it will never stop. Right? Casual attention does not lend itself to the awareness that this is our life going by, moment by moment. In the second stanza, it brings to life this image of the Indian in a white poncho who lies dead by the side of the road. I'm sure the layering is intentional, speaking to Indians as both victims of white man and of complacency, and of our failure to, as yet, see, quote, this too could be you. That you will one day be dead. We are lulled to sleep by the appearances of sameness, by the monotony of life, by how we fail to see our own and each other's uniqueness, how each person has plans, wishes, aspirations for this life, and that we are all kept alive by this very ephemeral thing called breath. Life is fleeting, precarious, fragile. The third stanza shows how kindness is conditioned by its encounters with the sorrows of life. You, quote, must know sorrow as the deepest thing inside. You must know heartache, feel heartache, speak heartache. This is coming to know dukkha, suffering, to feel dukkha, to grok, to truly understand the centrality of kindness in all of our personal and interpersonal affairs. Quote, you must speak it till your voice catches the thread of all the sorrows and you see the size of the cloth. For kindness to take root, we must see for ourselves how each of us has our own personal sorrows, and that the experience of sorrow is what connects us to each other. We are all in this together. For kindness to take root, we must get that we are all going to die, and that we are being kept alive by this thin veil of a breath, that life is precious and fragile. The must insists that we learn the ways of kindness. It insists that we experience for ourselves the ephemeral and bittersweet nature of this world before we can come to a place of kindness. The must suggests that kindness is the only meaningful response, conclusion, attitude to have when we see the size of the cloth. It is the heartache and the heartbreak that unlocks the tenderness of our hearts. This brings us to the last stanza. Having seen, felt, known sorrow repeatedly over many years, kindness is conditioned into the heart. It slowly has become the heart's go-to response, and this is a great assurance to us. Kindness is no longer lying in wait for someone else to give it to us. It comes from within. We have grown the most reliable of friends because, first and foremost, we have befriended ourselves. Kindness has become the constant companion, a shadow or a friend. Kindness has become our best friend who will go with us wherever we go, be with us through whatever joys and sorrows we encounter. Kindness will not abandon us. This is what's hopeful and assuring in this earthly world of life and death, of praise and blame, success and failure, pleasure and pain, fame and disrepute. So let's look at ourselves and at each other with kind eyes. Let's listen to ourselves and each other with kind ears. Let's speak words and do acts of kindness with a kind heart. We are only here for a short time. What else is there to do? Thank you for your kind attention.